bro. Oh my God, Jesus, we're gonna talk about that too. Did you see? Matter of fact, let's start with the agenda because
looking east.
let's start with the agenda, right? Because I would say, we are like the pioneers of the agenda. Like, I put the name agenda piece forward, but you always had agendas off rip. Like,
I never said the term agenda. That's your baby. That's your birth chart right there. But I mean, like, my first channels, my first video was like literally, Sanjo vs. Zora, bro, like 11 years ago.
I love it.
What the fuck is this guy talking about, bro?
Yeah,
like, Jesus. Okay, yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
So then, at this point, let's discuss this. Let's start with Dragon, right? Brago had a fantastic defense for Dragon, right? And I get it. He's still looking east. Everybody seems to be at Egghead. His mortal enemies are at Egghead. His son is in danger. Vegapunk is dying, and he's still triple dotting and looking east. Are you bothered by this? Are you bothered?
In the grand scheme of things, no. But for the immediate future, yeah, kind of. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, the idea that Dragon is nowhere in sight, where all 5 elders are pulling up on Luffy to try and shut down Vegapunk, that is pretty surprising. Because we have the idea, I think rightfully so, that Dragon would be the prima person involved with the world government. And we kind of see that where over the entire planet, his men are fighting against the subordinates of the celestial dragons, where they're even cutting off supply routes. And so Dragon's scope is, I want to save the planet's scope from the tyranny of all these assholes. But Luffy, let's say in theory, has a chance to take out all 5 elders now. Really? No. But in theory, he has the opportunity to. When has Dragon ever had that chance? Dragon not being here is just shocking in more ways than one. So it's like, Dragon, it feels like Oda has to have some role in the arc, even though he is nowhere near Egghead Island. What that role could be, there's a mix of theories. Like, there's one theory one of my tier 3 guys had, she had a good idea, where maybe, hopefully, and this is what I think would be like Dragon's saving grace here, where the Dead Man Switch activates something in Kamabaka, and Dragon's one overseeing that. So the video footage is not on Egghead Island. It's actually in Kamabaka, and no one realizes that. So they're gonna get to, let's say, the Labo Stratum, and they'll destroy it, but it's not gonna be anywhere there. It's gonna be in Kamabaka, and Dragon's overseeing that shit. And that would harken back to what we see at the beginning of the arc with Dragon talking to Shaka. Like, I'm gonna die soon. Okay, so let's plan this out. So let's say we're gonna have the feed be from your place rather than our place, because I may die soon. So we have Dragon saving grace right then and there, and Dragon stocks go back up. But my issue is that because Dragon has, people online were just going through the ring with this guy, for I think rightfully so in some senses here, where over the course of that flashback, with Guinea, and then with Luffy, then with Kuma, and then like, what's he doing? Like, he's doing the, Attack on Titan, like, salute Sasageyo. Like, no, stop, bro. No one sees this Sasageyo nonsense. Do something, bro. What are you doing? His stocks may be so low that they don't recover. Like it's like a cryptocurrency. Like, his stocks have dropped so low that they go up, but they're nowhere near all-time highs. Like, you're still down 2,000%.
Exactly. The Fury would save him, right? If Vegapunk dies, it triggers something in Kamabaka. Everything's connected because Vegapunk he was technically part of the revolutionaries already, Kuma, all of that. So I'm of the sense that if he's not going to do anything now, his direct opposition is the Gorosei. Like, that's his enemy. His enemy is Imu and the Gorosei. Literally, it's them. They are the ones that have done they've shaped the world. Everything that's wrong with the world is directly tied to Imu and the Gorosei. So if Dragon is not going to be here, what's going to happen to Luffy? Because there's no way Luffy can beat all 5. If Luffy's beating all 5, just break the story down, right? Like, because if Luffy beats all 5 Gorosei, if he does that, he's him. There's a crazy power vacuum. The guy's grabbing admirals and St. J like children. I'm like, okay, this isn't
pizzas, like, frisbees,
spinning. I'm just like, bro. And then the power vacuum, and then you have Katarina Devon touching St. J. So obviously, I feel like the girls have to come back. You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that we might pull a little Doflamingo Moria vibe, where St. J's trying to go, and then they kill him, and then Katarina Devon replaces St. J when they go back to allow Blackbeard to infiltrate, and he actually assassinates Imu. Because if he assassinates, Because that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So you can kind of see now where because the Gorosei are doing their thing in real time right now, it kind of sets up BB and what he's plotting and scheming to be the one to deal or be involved with Emu in some way now. Where BB, he has access to 5 Elder Geosia Saturn. That is gonna, let's say, give access to a lot of their authority. Actually, let's say even the Holy Knights as a result, because the Holy Knights have to mobilize out, assume under their authority. And then this can let him somehow weasel into the Holy Land, and then boom, you have Emu, and then you have Blackbeard, and then that happens, and then you have BB now be the face of the world government in some capacity, where he's actually sitting on the throne, where they say his lineage, that let's say a former emperor, or like one of the original, let's say saints, like his lineage ties all the way back there, or let's say Roxas back, whatever it is. And then from there, we get like an actual Marine split, where like Marines are like, yeah, okay, I'll follow him, and other Marines are like, nah, hell no, fuck this guy. And then we go from there. So like, yeah, so there's a lot of ideas that are going on that could for sure happen. But because the Gorosei had pulled up, like they're gonna try and 5v1, try and stop Vegapunk's whole thing, it feels like, and then you have Carrie and Devon, it feels like Blackbeard is starting to usurp Emu as like the final villain of the story, which is insane.
It's what I've always wanted, and I hope that's the case, because Emu being a strong combatant just, it's like I feel like he's got that gimmick fruit. It's like, from a combat standpoint, he's not that good, but from a broken power standpoint, he probably has something that's so cracked that Blackbeard might steal that. That people's like, okay, Blackbeard's third devil fruit would be an octopus, or his real devil fruit is an octopus, or he's gonna get Kaido's devil fruit. What if it's the case that he takes Emu's fruit? What if that happens? What if that's the final thing? Because the way Gear 5 is looking, it's looking cracked.
Yes.
It's just looking cracked at this point. He could basically do whatever the hell he wants to.
Yeah.
So I've always said Blackbeard is Luffy's natural enemy, because the Yami Yami obviously will shut down his awakening, right? It should literally negate his devil fruit powers, right? So he wouldn't even really be able to go to Gear 5 against Blackbeard, right? Is that,
in a way. So because remember how he went against, he has powers activated against Ace. Ace got, touched because he lost a little bit of tangibility, but he can still use all his fire stuff. Like he can still go with that fire land stuff. He can still do like that cross beam thing. He can still make that giant Entei fireball, even though he had the crow's effect on him. Law had we didn't see it, but he got off screen. I mean, that's what Blackbeard does. I mean, he had off screen, no me.
Oh, yes.
Right?
His third devil fruit.
Right, exactly. It's already shown. And then the off screen ability. But BB's huffing. He's tired. He's ashed. All right? Bleeding more. Okay? So Law was doing work against, Beppo swiped him. So he was doing work against Blackbeard and company, even off screen, even though he had the crows activated. Because so his powers should still be able to work, even let's say when he has the Crozu, the black hole stuff, and he can't use his abilities that well. But he can still use, let's say, Gear 5 to some extent. But he doesn't have that hard counter. And so the question is, okay, not necessarily, let's say, a different thing. I think it more so be like a hockey thing. Like, can Luffy's hockey overcome the issue with the Yami Yami, and they can still use all of his assets?
I think even though you were saying that that Law was putting in work, we know Blackbeard is a professional sandbagger. Just like Kaido, they are world-class sandbaggers. They make you feel like they're in danger when they're in no danger at all. And he did the same thing with Ace. So for me, Luffy's durability will probably be affected by the Yami Yami, if that's the case. Because it's like, all right, because he's rubber. It's like Impel Down, the choke slam, right?
Yeah.
He was still rubber, but when Blackbeard got him with the Kurozu and slammed him to the ground, blood, Crocodile was like, oh my God, there's blood. What's happened? To this day, I don't think Luffy's ever been hit harder. So like, that was different. Like, it was a complete, so I think the one that can actually do real damage to Luffy and get past his crazy durability would be Blackbeard. I think that's where the weakness comes in. Like, he can't just use his rubber to bounce back from these physical hits.
No, but at the same time, like, depending on like how good Luffy is at that point in time too, he'll be able to like endure all those hits no matter what, because again, the hockey can protect him from like all that stuff regardless. So he'll be able to like have the hockey defense up. He'll take bigger hits for sure in terms of you let's say no rubber ability, and then you take a quake punch. So your rubber powers can't offset that quake effect, and then you're gonna have, so that's gonna hurt a lot. But he'll be able to power through at that point through sheer willpower and hockey. That's what I'm thinking right now. So the hockey game's gonna be like more important against Blackbeard, but at the same time, you still can't because Luffy's powers are so busted, you still can't underestimate them at all. Like, because Luffy, he's one of those few guys where it's like, you don't know what he's gonna do, because he can like essentially do whatever he wants to do. He's kind of nuts like that. And so, you know, like he could, like let's say they fight on the red line. The man can like take a chunk of the red line, make a basketball out of it, and just try and slam on Blackbeard's face. And fuck. Okay, so how do you deal with that? What if, let's say, you have them fighting Fisher Island, right? He grabs like a whole bunch of buildings, makes a spear out of them, yeets it at Blackbeard, kill him with that. It's like there's too many things that he can do where it's like you just can't predict that thing. And it seems like Oda's really on the train of imagination, like SpongeBob style, like imagination. That is going to be the most busted thing in the verse. I mean, my take is that if we get to a point where Luffy starts actually bending or like some interacting with the manga panels themselves, I'm like, I don't care. No. Like,
he might at this point. Yeah, at this point, he might.
Bro. Like, honestly,
knowing Oda, he would do something like that, like forcibly.
Like if Luffy grabs, like if he grabs a border of a manga panel, breaks that shit off, like here's a stick. I don't give a shit what the hell you have, like, I do not care. Everyone back the fuck down. It's over. Like he's older. Like his friends now have stopped being all these shonen dudes. Like yo, you can say goodbye to Itadori. You fuck Deku, fuck Goku, fuck Ichigo, fuck Naruto. His friend group now is like we got Yosemite Sam, you got Bugs Bunny, you got Daffy Duck, Wile Coyote, Tasmanian Devil, all of them. That's his new friends now. All right, you can't beat that. No.
I have an image of you know that meme with the guy with the elongated chin that's putting his hand on the shoulder with the other guy next to him. I'm just seeing Luffy doing that in the actual One Piece manga.
An actual One Piece manga panel.
Yeah,
hand around the shoulder. Like, yep, you know what's gonna happen, bro. Yo. Guess what? I realize what the fuck I am, bro. Like I'm an animaniac. Like oh my God. Fault, G. I don't know what I was dealing with, bro. My fault. Like so yeah, Luffy I think is gonna be just this. He could be that guy. He could be genuinely insane, and it all depends on what Oda wants to do. Because Oda, I think it was like in the interview with the interview with the author of Conan, he said that he wants to have like as much fun as possible. He wants to have fun, like a lot of fun. Right. And I mean, we're seeing it in real time now. So like, get ready, people. It's just happening.
I wonder if there's like a natural. There's got to be a natural counter to freedom, right? Like, so for Luffy's devil fruit, there was somebody that also had this devil fruit in the past, Joy Boy, and he lost. He failed. Whether that was down to a betrayal or whether that was down to a counteracting fruit, we don't know. So like, this is why I'm almost wondering if like Imu's devil fruit is like the antithesis of the Nika Nika fruit. Like Nika Nika is all about freedom and the sun god. What if it's more about, it's like order versus chaos? Like it's something that negates his imagination, or like it makes his imagination. It's like Bonnie's fruit. Look at like Bonnie, based on her mental state and what she can envision, her power can get stronger, or she can do multiple different.
Right, in a way, but like this, I'll say like there's like limits to it with Bonnie, because like Bonnie is like, because her future is gonna be more set in stone as she gets older, things like that. So she can't like, let's say, do crazy future shifts because she knows her own future by then. But I think that the idea of Imu, let's say, being the inverse of Luffy, I think is a cool idea. Where like I thought for a second that, let's say, the reason why Sanji and Frankie and all those cats, they couldn't move is because maybe the powers that they have can siphon off free will. Like free will is like a tangible thing, like an energy, and then you can remove somebody's free will with an ability. That's why Sanji coming in, they couldn't move, because again, the free will kind of taken from them. But let's say Luffy with his heartbeat, he can insert or he can give free will. That's what the robot, even though like it had no energy, it was able to actually activate because it heard the drum's vibration, and then it was able to gain its own free will, and then it was able to move, or it's about to move. So that's why I thought maybe maybe Oda could do something like that, where like free will is actually like a tangible thing, at least with One Piece, and then you can remove and take it away. Right. Some of that sort. And then let's say Imu would be, so let's say if Luffy could, let's say, bend, or in the future, let's say he can maybe touch manga panel stuff, Imu will be able to like draw like blackouts or some shit like that, you know, it'll be some sort of counter. And then Blackbeard, let's say BB beats, here we go, BB eats Imu in a fight and then takes Imu's powers, then BB would have that ability too.
Exactly.
I mean, some crazy shit. So BB would be like the one to like, so they'll be like constructing actual manga panels in real time, both Luffy and Blackbeard, for like a final fight thing. That'd be like the idea. It's some like crazy, zany, over the top but fun, exciting way. How you animate that, I have no idea. Good luck. But I mean, that'd be just insane.
Well, they did Kaido versus Luffy a lot better than I thought they did. Like,
Bro,
the anime blew it out of the water. Like, Luffy spinning around in like trees of lightning. Like, how did he like that? Like, where did they even think that? Like, I don't understand. I've never seen lightning powers used that way.
Never. Because it's like he's turning it into rubber in real time. So
Yes.
it's like allowed to be just like the zaniest, dumbest thing in the world. So it feels like, if anything, the because he does it with lightning. We haven't seen him do it light this whole arc yet, which is surprising me. Like, I thought that at some point you actually see him grab a laser and then turn into like a lightsaber. That's I kind of wanted to see. Or like he have keys on, like, I'm gonna grab beam real quick, snap it off, boom, lightsaber, boom. That's what I wanted to see what Luffy do. But he can do so many different things as it is, and it feels like Luffy to like turn things into rubber.
Yeah.
And then like because he turned the cloud into rubber like nuts. He turned the cloud into rubber, then grabbed all the bolts like they're spaghetti strings and hurl them at Kaido. But that's the possibility of the anime. Like, the anime, they can take what Oda has built and then expand even more to make it even crazier, like even zanier, because they have the opportunity to. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I don't know how they could do this, but like they could literally have a scene where, like, you know, Luffy starts to, like, let's say we get to the point where he is jumping on manga panels. He like jumps out of the fucking screen, and it's like, what the hell? He jumps out of the screen. He just leaves. Like, what the hell just happened? And so like they changed like the screen frame, so it's like way more. So it's like that old school frame, and then he jumps out to the side. He's like, okay, what's going on here, real quick? And then
he's like running through the manga. I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yes, and so that'd be their version of running through the manga panels. Yeah. They have to read just the screen to actually make Luffy do his own thing. So, but that's like my craziest Zane's theory, and let's say like what he could. I just feel like Blackbeard has to be the one to actually get, because Luffy has to actually know what he's capable of doing, and then BB has to actually get to that point to himself. And so we're kind of setting up Luffy learning more about his own powers, and then Blackbeard doing his plays, getting to that level too, right? Yeah. If it's gonna be the final fight, because we're not too sure right now.
It makes sense. I was gonna ask, do you think that Luffy's displaying Egghead makes Kaido look better? Because that's something I was thinking. Like, Kaido was fighting this Gear 5 Luffy, still 1v1 seriously head to head. He's gripping up Kizaru, just demolishing Saint J. Like, does this make Kaido look better again? Or or would you say Kaido is exactly where Kizaru is?
Oh, hell no, never in a million years. Like, never in a billion. I'm a Yonko supporter. I'm a massive Yonko fan.
I forgot. You're the Yonko. You're the Yonko.
Yeah. I'm a massive Yonko. I think listen, I don't want to hear any more Admiral Cope. All right, I'm done. Like, listen, like people. Oh, well, Luffy, Kizaru, like Luffy fired, and then he passed out. Kizaru, he was still no. It's like in the last fight, it was comparing a guy that got tapped out in a wrestling ring versus a guy that had a ring out. They're not the same thing. The ring out versus a tap is not the same thing. You got pinned, sir. You got pinned, all right? 1, 2, 3, it's over, okay? Title bet, dun. That was it. Luffy was out of the ring for the entire time. And then, mind you, when Kizaru is getting back up, Luffy's still talking, I'm hungry, I need food. So the idea is that, and now let's consider the idea, that Luffy wasn't at full HP or at full power when he fucking Kizaru the first time around. Because when he did eat all that food, like when he was like stuffed to the brim, and then he goes into Gear 5, now he just grabs Kizaru. He's all come from blood, bro. Like, come on. Like, bro, please spare me, bro. Like, Kaido got, he got dunked on for the first Gear 5. True, but he could turn to a fucking pizza, man. Hell no. All right, he didn't turn to a guy like this man. He brought his inner New Yorker, bro. Like, Kizaru became yeast, and he had to pound the dough. What the fuck?
Yo.
No.
That was disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, bro,
to me,
how did we get here, bro? That's what I don't understand.
Keep it a stack. Because I'll keep it a stack, bro. I feel like right now, to me, Luffy feels like a genuine emperor now. Because the same way Kaido got jumped by all those dudes in the scabbards, they had to fight against, he had to go through Root Piece, then had to go 1-1 against Luffy after Conflict Infusion, then had to go against Yamato, then Yamato and Luffy, then Luffy again, had to go back down, had to go back up, Luffy again. Like, bro, he while levitating a whole island. And then
It's
Luffy
chaotic.
Now feels that way in some ways, which I'm so happy.
Well, I was what you said just rang true to me, is that Luffy feels like a Yonko now. And I'm seeing it because I'm like, who's beating him?
Yes.
Like, I'm genuinely scratching my head. I'm like, who's gonna beat this guy? Because that's how we used to think about Kaido. And we think about that with Shanks. It's like, who's beating him? Because it's like, I thought Kizaru, if there was the time for the Admiral agenda to ever be up, it would be Kizaru versus Luffy. And in this moment, it's Brago's in the chat, he's rattled, but you know, it's over. He said, this is ridiculous. And like, for me,
it's over, bro. And listen, yo, this dude Luffy looked at Kizaru do his whole light beam from his eyes, went and dodged that, and proceeded to just smack him with the symbol attack. And then Kizaru gets hurled into oblivion into a boat. No, it's over. Like, we're done. All right. Listen, the Admirals can still have their shine against other people, because I know folks will complain about how, well, the Admirals, we haven't seen Kizaru or Kuzan or Akainu go at full power. They have awakenings, right? Like, they have for sure. There's a chance to have that opportunity in the future, just not against Luffy. You can have that against a Zoro. You can have that against a Sanji or a Jinbei, but not Luffy, okay? Because ultimately, Luffy's crew is going to be the best crew in One Piece history. So that includes even Roger's crew. Because they're gonna do what no other crew's done before. They're going to fucking win. They're actually going to get the One Piece. They're gonna be the best crew on the whole planet in the history of the planet. Luffy, even let's say, if Joy Boy had a crew of niggas, Luffy's crew is gonna be better than Joy Boy's crew. Get ready, because we're at the beginning of the final saga, and Kizaru is getting that fraternity treatment, man.
He's getting A's.
Bro, for real. Yo, he's going through initiation and he's not like, he's dropping out.
To be honest with you, listen. I think you're being a little, Oda's making Kizaru not look the best because of Luffy, but I think you're being a little too harsh on him. I think because, think about it, he already had one round with Gear 5 Luffy, and I think he did pretty well. I think he did pretty well for the first round.
One hit,
yes, but he wore him out basically, because you know what I'm saying? If Kaido could do that, Kizaru did, right? We gotta take some W's for that.
But here's the thing though, so like I said before, was Luffy at full HP? Because we have to question that, because we saw
full HP! Oh my God!
We have to question that.
Nobody's ever at full HP, man.
Well, no, hold on. But here's the thing though, right? Luffy, because, and it's one of the few things I think Oda had a hiccup on. Oda decided to skip the whole Saffron thing. So when we come back next time, it's like a whole damn day, and they're eating food as a group. York gets defeated. We have the Saffron already in the bubble, but we don't know if they're actually at full HP, full capacity. So we don't know, let's say Luffy's eating all that food, but is he stuffed? Is he like to the brim stuffed?
Right.
Because Luffy grabbed Kizaru before, Kizaru's mad chill, he gets thrown, Kizaru's going like, oh my God, wow, I'm going to the ocean, oh no, woe is me, I'm back. And then he grabbed him the second time.
Yo. Yeah, this is crazy.
2 plus 2 right now equals 15 and a half. How do we get from you grab him before and he's chilling, you grab him now when Luffy's mean mugging, and the mean mug alone make you call the blood, sir? Nah. No. So I gave Kizaru his flowers, okay? Kizaru, he got maybe, I would say that he got like a snuck, but it's his job to break out. Not get turned to a pancake, all right? Not get like, this man got Aunt Jemima in real time. I don't know how you defend, how you defend that.
Okay, so to be fair, right? Kizaru was on a mission to kill Vegapunk. He wasn't focused on Luffy at the time. So you can admit that his attention was somewhere else because he had to listen to Say J. Like, he had no choice.
True.
And you say that Luffy's not a full HP. Kizaru is emotionally, he's not a full HP either. Like, his emotional, he did get one shot though. He did.
Don't get stung locked then.
It happens.
Oh, this man literally told his superior, I'm sorry, I can't get into work today. I feel fucking sick. That's what he said, okay? He literally said, Mr. J, I don't feel so good. That's what he fucking said. All right, that's what he said. Mr. J, I don't feel so good. Okay?
Yeah.
That's gonna be you in the future. We have to deal with some subordinates. Like, yo, I don't feel so good. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Listen, that's these are round 1.
So let me say, shout out to Randy in the chat.
That's Randy.
Do you I feel like Kizaru has not been fighting seriously yet. Like,
God.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like Kizaru is fighting seriously, but he's not focused on solely Luffy. I want to see what Kizaru looks like when he was solely focused on Luffy and stopping Luffy. The match was more even than we thought. But right now, his attention is somewhere else.
Again, all he had to do was just break out, and he couldn't do that, dude. That's all he had to do. All I wanted, just break out, dude. Because listen. right now we have 5 elders pulling up, and they're gonna try and stop Vegapunk's thing. But Luffy's job is to try and stop them. Do you think that right now Kizaru is going to be the focus of Luffy? No, you have all 5 elders, so Kizaru and Luffy is effectively done. It's
done.
Effectively over. Okay,
yeah, it was over once they got to the lava trap. They're done. It's been done. I agree with that.
So to me, it's like we have seen the difference here between what Luffy can do when he is at least serious, when he's truly motivated to get the job done, or at least when he has all that food inside of him and he's ready to go. He's at full HP or full stamina, whatever you want to call it. And the difference is haunting. Kizaru did the Ichiji eye lasers. He tried to Omega Beam Luffy. Luffy just said no. I'm shocked. Like, what else do you want from him? Again, Kizaru is nasty. And in the future, if he has the awakening, if he's gonna be full power and serious, like, oh my god, okay, we can do that against Sanji. It doesn't have to be Luffy. Because by that time, Luffy is ready to fucking, like, he's ready to take islands and start yeeting them. By that time, it's already over. Who cares, Kizaru? Who cares? You're on this level at that point.
When do we include MC tax in it? Because I feel like Oda was being a little toxic with the little, because how are you grabbing a whole admiral and you're grabbing Saint J and they can't get out of it? Like, come on. I think Oda was being a little toxic. That's MC tax.
Nah.
That's plot on.
What Oda is showing you right now is that there is no one on the island at his level. Full stop. That's Oda saying. Oda's saying
that's what it seems.
Luffy's a Yonko, and that means something. Just other Yonko, like Big Mom, like Kaido, like Shanks and Whitebeard, they're forces of nature. Luffy's his own force of nature. Luffy, when he went Gear 5 the first time, he was chilling, like he was doing his thing. He, one-tapped Kizaru with the White Star gun. Kizaru, oh my god, I'm sick. But then the second time, what does he do? Second time he's in Gear 5.
Right.
And just like existing, the whole city is starting to bump. The whole city is getting rubberfied. And you have the guys from the shore like, yo, what's going on with the city? Like, why is the island start jiggling? Yeah. That's Luffy when he's at full power and the whole area is being affected by his presence alone.
Right.
So Luffy, and again, Kizaru has had, I think, a good display against Luffy, for sure. When Luffy took extra damage from the lava stratum going back and forth between that shit. So he took extra damage from the air, from the environment, the lava stratum barrier. And then when he does have that one-on-one against Kizaru can't really put him down at all. Luffy can do the same thing, but then Luffy eats a freaking beam. He eats a beam to protect Vegapunk, and then later on he takes sign beam, ricochets that Tasmanian devil style, and then while he's going, he hits him right in the noggin. There's no way. There's no way, man. It's like Luffy is just on a different. What has Kizaru done to show me that he can actually even damage, like put down Gear 5 Luffy? Nothing. He has to wait until Gear 5 is over. Then he can try and kill Luffy. But in Gear 5, like I promise you, bro, in Gear 5 1v1 at full HP right now, it seems like Luffy is dead. He is the senior in the fraternity. Kizaru's the freshman. You know what that means?
Kizaru being a freshman is crazy. Listen,
freshman.
You have a strong point, and I agree that Luffy is above Kizaru. I think that's clear. I just don't think the gap is as wide as we think it is, and I think there is plot here. Like, there's like, all right, at this point, if it's Luffy versus Kizaru, no distraction. What's the deal? Luffy versus Kizaru, no distractions, 1v1. They're at the island where Sasuke and Naruto fight. What's the diff?
I would say that as the weakest Yonko, high, max.
The maximum is high diff.
High. We're not even close to extreme. We're not even close to extreme, bro.